Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the spell Spirit Guardians. We're giving this spell a solid A. I love this spell. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. Okay, like I said, we're giving this spell an A. This is a must-have for all clerics. So it is a third level spell that is usable by clerics, war domain clerics, which means they get them for free, and Oath of the Crown Paladins, which we'll kind of look around at that a little bit. It is a concentration spell, and you do absolutely want to concentrate on this constantly. There's a lot of C words in there. Okay, so it's a third level spell, takes one action to cast it. It has a range of self and out to 15-foot radius around you. So keep that in mind. You want to be able to utilize this spell to its fullest extent, which is why I think they put it in with War Domain Clerics and Paladins. You need to have a really good armor class, or you need to be kind of tanky. Because if you're not kind of tanky, things are going to come after you because you cast this spell, because they really don't want to get caught in the lawnmower. So it is a verbal, somatic, and material component, which is a holy symbol. It lasts for 10 minutes. I guess I understand the 10-minute thing, and that's one of the reasons why I'm giving it an A. Normally spells like this last a minute. This one for some reason lasts for 10 minutes, and players can take advantage of that because combats usually do not last more than 4 rounds usually. So you still have, I mean, it's 100 rounds of Spirit Guardians, so you can very quickly move from room to room to room to room if you know there are more combats, and you only have to cast this once. So there is that. It is a Conjuration School spell. Wisdom saving throw, great saving throw. Most things don't have a great wisdom. It is the worst of the 3 for the mental saving throws as far as optimization goes, but it's still a great stat to target. And it can do radiant and necrotic damage. So you call for spirits to protect you, kind of like Raiders of the Lost Ark type of thing. They flit around you in a distance of 15-foot radius for the duration. If you are good or neutral, their spectral form appears angelic or fey. If you are evil, they appear fiendish. When you cast the spell, you designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. So obviously you'll be casting it on your party members, but an evil cleric that is an enemy of the PCs, you know, a DM monster part of the adventure, could designate its minions to not be affected by this. Unaffected creature speed is halved in the area. That's so it's not difficult terrain, it's halved. But if you are in difficult terrain, then it's quartered. And when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, not its turn, a turn, or starts its turn, there it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d8 radiant damage if you're good or neutral, or 3d8 necrotic damage if you are evil. On a successful save, it takes half as much, and you can upcast this spell, and it does an extra d8 damage for each slot above 3rd level, so 4d8 at 4th level, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. So I like building tanky clerics or tanky paladins. Paladins don't get this spell for a long time, but we're gonna look at that. Now I want to look at this one thing here. When the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, so let's look at that really quick. Order of combat. The game organizes the chaos of combat into cycles of rounds and turns. A round represents about 6 seconds in the game world. During a round, each participant in the battle takes a turn. So if a creature gets pushed into the Spirit Guardians on a turn, it is entering it for the first time, and it has to make a saving throw. If it happens to get pushed in and then pushed out on the same turn, then it's going to make the save, and it's going to take damage. On the next turn, if it happens to get pushed in and out again, that's going to happen again. It's on every single turn. And then if it ends up in the Spirit Guardians before its turn, on the start of its turn, it's going to get hit by this again. So we're going to talk about that. So just remember that turns and rounds are very different, the way that they work. So we're going to look at this Order of the Crown Paladin first. Let's look at that, because there's an Order of a Crown Paladin that can use this. Now, Paladins can't actually use this until 9th level, because they're half casters. But Order of the Crown Paladins, here they get it right there, Spirit Guardians at 9th level. And they have their Champion's Challenge. As a bonus action, you issue a challenge that compels other creatures to do battle with you. Each creature of your choice within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't willingly move more than 30 feet away from you. That's why this spell is so effective with Oath of the Crown Paladins, who are very tanky. They have to come at you. As a bonus action, you can bolster injured creatures with your channel divinity. This really doesn't have anything to do with it. Now, Divine Allegiance. When a creature within 5 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to magically substitute your own health. That really doesn't have anything to do with it either. So this is pretty much the only thing here is this Champion's Challenge. But it's so good it forces creatures to be near you so that they will be subject to the Spirit Guardians. Now, I had something else up here, and that was the Warlock. Now, why do I have the Warlock up here? Because the Warlock has this thing called Repelling Blast. When you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can push the creature up to 10 feet from you in a straight line. However, around 5th level, you get 2 Eldritch Blasts. So there it is right there. 2 beams at 5th level. The spell creates more than 1 beam and make a separate attack roll for each beam. You can direct the beams at the same target. So you can blast a creature into the Spirit Guardians and then blast it again out of the Spirit Guardians on the same turn. If it is outside of the Spirit Guardians and you blast it into the Spirit Guardians, it will be subject to a Wisdom saving throw and it will take some damage. Then you blast it out. And then on the next turn, somebody moves it in. Now, I have this video here, Forced Movement, so you can go to my channel and see that, and it talks about everything that is involved with forced movement, everything. There are many different ways of getting things in and out of Spirit Guardians with forced movement. So the other thing with this is if you're going to push a creature in and out of the Spirit Guardians, you want to push it to the edge of the Spirit Guardians so somebody can come up and push it back in very easily. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is clerics should also be casting a spiritual weapon along with Spirit Guardians. This is a bonus action. It's not a concentration spell, so you could be doing damage to creatures with Spirit Guardians off your turn or separate from your turn, just automatically. You could be attacking them, and you could then be using a bonus action to go Spirit Guardians against them, or spiritual weapon against them too. So there is that. All right, so that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will